Hi, thank you so much for joining me for the container gardening training video. Typically, this is done in person. It's about a 15 to 20 minute training at our office in downtown Troy, where I kind of show you guys how to properly transplant your tomato seedlings that you'll be taking back to your home or to your classroom. And that gives us time to kind of go over additional resources and materials that you guys can use in your lesson as well. But as an alternative, we will be doing it virtually. If you have any additional questions or are interested in some additional materials or resources, feel free to give our office a call or shoot me an email. And again, all of that information will be at the very end of this presentation. So, to get us started, materials that you are going to need. So first, of course, you will need your tomato seedling. Thank you to Becker's Farm and Greenhouse for providing these for this program. Then you're going to need soil, and then you're going to need 2 different containers. So one container could be something as small as a cup, which you are going to initially transplant them in when you get your seedlings. And then the next one will be something of like a 5-gallon container, or if you're transplanting them directly into your garden beds or some type of garden bed on your windowsill or directly into your garden, those will also be needed as well. So first we have the initial care. So when you get your seedlings, if you remember the kid holding his seedling in the very first picture, that's what they're going to be, very, very tiny when you pick them up. So your plants can be grown in small containers inside for several weeks. So as you see here, they've got just those plastic solo cups that you can get from Walmart or any type of container. For example, I have this one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill it up to about here with some soil, make a little hole, stick your seedling down in there and kind of compact the soil over it. You don't want to compact it too much. And again, before you put your seedling in there, poke some sort of hole in the bottom just to help with water drainage. So to help your plant survive the move outdoors, so you're going to start it in a shady place in the window, but don't keep it open all the time. So it's just kind of going back and forth, getting your plant acclimated to being outside. So again, you'll put it in the windowsill where it can get some sun for a majority of the day. Casually open and close your window throughout the day just to kind of get it acclimated to being outside. If you do move it outside and it starts to wilt, just move it back inside and then just kind of do this over and over until you can get it so you'll move it back outside. The next day, moving it more towards a sunny location and just doing this over and over for a few days until your plant shows no sign of wilting. And then once it shows no signs of wilting, your plant is ready to be permanently outside. So after you've got it acclimated to being outside and it's starting to grow and it can no longer fit inside these tiny containers, you can then transplant it into the next size container. So as you see in this picture, this is a picture actually sent to me from Becker's Farm and Greenhouse of their tomato plants as they start to grow. So again, if you're going to keep it in a container, it's going to need at least a 5-gallon sized container. But if you're moving it directly into your wood boxes, plastic or metal pails, plastic bales, bushels can also be used, or going directly into your garden or your flower bed also works at this time. So the container can be filled about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way full with garden soil. Then you're going to finish the container with potting soil or a soil-less mix. Then you're going to remove your plant from that container that you had planted it in first. So you're going to move it from that container into this one by digging a hole into the soil of the center of this new container or garden, whichever you are deciding to do this time. So it should be slightly deeper than it was in the original container. You're going to gently firm soil around the base of the plant, but again, you don't want it to be super compact. And then you're going to just water and move it into a sunny location if it's in buckets or if it's in your garden. garden or garden beds. Hopefully those are in an area that receive a lot of sunlight. So care of your tomato plants. What you're going to do is you're going to water with a solution of water-soluble fertilizer following package directions once every 2 weeks. Insects should not be a giant problem with these plants. Just observe them regularly. If insects are pleasant, have them identified and take the recommended control measures. Please note that plants will be hardened, should be hardened before moving them outside. So this hardening process is what I talked to you guys about at the beginning of this training with the putting them in the window, opening the window, moving them outside, back inside until till your plants show no signs of wilting. So again, it can sometimes be difficult to do this in a school setting, but again, just kind of keeping up with it before planting them directly outside. And just start with a few minutes of exposure and increase this time every day. Students may have to do this at home, but it can be done if you're starting this in your classroom setting or even sending the plants directly home with the kids. This is something that can be done in both scenarios. So once your tomato plants are in their new containers or their garden beds and they're really starting to grow, then you're going to want to put a wooden stake or plastic, some sort of stake in the garden with them so you can start to tie them up, which is crucial with tomato plants. So it can be a stake that's 4 to 6 feet long and 1.5 inches in diameter. You're going to drive the stake firmly into the soil about 1 inch away from the plant. When the plant is about 12 inches high, begin tying and pruning. So you're just going to you're going to tie the plant to the stake loosely and crisscrosses with pieces of string just underlying the leaf and the stem around the stem and the main stem. And then you're going to tie the string firmly to the stake, but loosely around the stem to avoid injury to your plant. It is very important to pinch out suckers every week or so off your plants. And as the plants grow taller, add more ties to the plant just so it can be supported to the stake to keep it from wilting over. So I know I kind of went quickly, but thank you so much for taking the time to watch this training. If you have any additional questions about what I talked about in today's presentation, other questions about the types of tomato plants you're getting, which are usually from Becker's, are the patio variety, or if you're interested in any additional resources or educational materials, I'm happy to share those with you. So you can just give our office a call and ask for me. Again, my name is Kayla, and our office number is 518-272-4210. And again, our office is located in downtown Troy on 61 State Street. Our office is currently closed to the public, so just kind of shoot me an email or give us our office a call if you plan to stop by to ask any questions. Otherwise, we can answer them over the phone, or you can even shoot me an email at kls342@cornell.edu, and I would love to help you in any way that I can. So if you're picking up tomato plants from me, this is a reminder that they can be picked up between 3 and 5 p.m. on May 4th. So again, thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the container gardening program. Bye.